Have you ever been wronged in such a way that it was just extremely difficult for you to forgive that person who harmed you or said something about you, maybe from high school, maybe in your own family? Maybe it's been something that you've had to live with for years because the person that wronged you, maybe they've passed and maybe they've never asked for forgiveness. And so what do? You can say in your mind, well, I forgive them, but does that really settle it with you? Does that really help? There's a portion in the Lord's Prayer that says, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Another translation says, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. We've all been wronged, and we've all wronged people. And Jesus thought it was important enough when his disciples asked him, Lord, teach us how to pray. He included that bit about forgiveness because it was essential. It was just as essential as those other 6 elements that make up the Lord's Prayer. Forgiveness, unforgiveness. We can't go on living with unforgiveness in our lives, no matter what it is regarding. If it's institutionalized racism, if it's something to do with you were molested as a child, or if it's something where you need to forgive yourself. Forgiveness is huge, and I barely understand it myself. I've had to deal with forgiveness. You've had to deal with forgiveness. We've all wronged people as well, but we give ourselves a break most of the time when we do that, don't we? You know, that word forgiveness, unforgiveness, it has an interesting word picture to it. In the Greek, it has to do with really forgiving a debt of money that's owed. In fact, even today in legal terms, institutions that lend money, they have a forgiveness clause or forgiving someone's debt. When you don't forgive somebody, you're holding on to them. You're holding on to their shirt, let's say. You're holding on to the top of their leg. So wherever they go, you go. Wherever you go, they go. You're not letting go. You don't like them. You don't want to be with them, but you're holding on. That's the picture of unforgiveness. And you've been clenching your fist for so long. When it's time that you know you need to forgive, even opening up that clenched fist might be extremely difficult to do. But that's what we're called to do as Christians. And that word forgiveness is a picture of forgiving, of opening up, of letting it go. That doesn't mean it never happened. That just means you're freeing yourself up. You're freeing yourself up from dragging that thing with you all the time because you're harming yourself. You're not just remembering that person, you're dragging that person, that event, that situation with you. Let go. Let it go because there's nothing that can be done to fix it. I see that as a country that we're facing that very situation even today. That doesn't mean we try not to rectify situations where we've harmed particular kinds of people or our institutions have. That needs to be dealt with absolutely. But if we hold on to unforgiveness, we're dragging it with us generation by generation. Relationship with relationship. Lord, help us to forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, not just as an individual, but as a nation.